Twitch people streams over. Bye. I'm gonna write that down because I like to clip. I have no shame. Okay.
Oh
And
no, Beck didn't do the bit badge yet, the bit thingy.
I mean, I checked it goes from 1,000 to I think 10,000. So ouch, that's a lot of money.
Nee, das ist doch Juli.
I didn't think it was that big a deal.
Weißt du, den wie viel wir haben?
I'm scared.
Nein, das ist nächster Monat. Das ist nächsten Monat. Der Kalender ist schon einen Monat weiter. And my grandma doesn't know how to read the calendar?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah.
Wir haben Juni. Guten Morgen.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I apologize for yelling to my grandmother.
That's okay. We all yell at our grandmothers at some point. Okay. Let's see here.
D100.
Okay, so yeah, wild magic search to start off because you want me to do like one of them cinematic opening monologues or nah?
Sure.
Okay. So the fun thing about D&D is you're telling stories together. And like any story, it can go in any direction with any set piece and any ending. For example, last time when we played the Morph Quest, I mean the Sunday campaign, I mean Cave of the Scorpion Queen, originally the party was supposed to return the heart to the cave, but Janel's character Adlais tried to cast a gust spell to collect the heart for her own purposes. So that was already another branch, another timeline, another way to end a story. But even that was not the way as Janland intended, because by rolling a die, I believe it was rolling a die, and totally not DM arbitration, the heart ended up just falling down to the floor of a factory room full of golems. So there you have already 3 different ways the story could have gone. So today we have some extra time because I'm not working today and Janlen's available. So let's play out what would have happened if Adlais did get the heart after all. And do we have Janlen?
Whoa. What?
And how was that?
Good.
Oh, good. And Janlen, because Beck is lazy. No.
Also, I rolled a D100.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. And I rolled a 64, so
Mm-hmm.
and the movable rod lands 2d100 feet away from you. Once it lands, it disappears after 1d4 turns if nobody has touched it.
You said a rock?
An immovable rod.
Wow.
Now let's hope that doesn't hit anyone because that's gonna hurt.
Well, I guess I will roll. You said it lands
2d100 feet.
Okay. So I'm going to assume this is taking place in the same room as last time, which is a very big, messy room full of golems and a king golem. I mean, a minotaur golem and the party. Let us see here. I'm just going to roll a d12 and pick about from 3 rows. Sorry, 3 columns and 4 rows. And that's a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us just say that immovable rod just him crashing down on some of the golems in the row.
Ouch.
I'm sure they'll be fine. And congratulations to Adlais because by stroke of luck, and totally not by any sort of cosmic or extraplanar forces making a mess. Wait, I keep drawing the horn. I keep thinking of Lily. Adlais. Adlais's wish may be granted because she has acquired the heart-shaped object.
Hooray.
Janland, what would you like Adlais to do with the heart?
Well, I guess we should probably cast a wish.
That's a good idea. But I would like to say that as if by Gmorph is there in the corner saying, Adlais, now, what are you doing?
I wanna see what happens.
But
Uh,
we. Actually, let me ask, do you want to have like the dramatic conversation or do you just want to get to the antics?
I don't know. Do you want to have a dramatic conversation?
Nah, not really. I just want to see what happens. Go for it. And Morph just, along with everyone else, just got Thanos snapped out of existence. Ah! And it was
Bye.
upset
Have a great time.
whether they actually got snapped or at the risk of sounding spooky, though, whether they actually got snapped out of existence or if Adlais was just in her own world with a heart now, it's hard to say. All that matters was she was in command of what she wanted to perceive. And yeah, you said you do a wish.
I would like to do an Arcana check.
Okay, do an Arcana check, and I'm going to set that Arcana check at a 17.
I okay, my D&D Beyond is lagging. That's not good. Okay, I rolled a 13.
Ouch. The Arcana check has failed, but may I ask
Oh,
what were you trying to get with it?
to
Figure
see if I was still in the real reality.
It's hard to say,
Uh,
but
sad.
either. But there is an inkling of a feeling that whatever happens here is going to affect. Even if this were not even if this were not real reality, this will probably affect whatever would be considered real, and maybe even some alternate realities. I'm sure they'll feel the effects of whatever happens here.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, that is really muddy. I don't like that. And I will continue to fix it while you, Jan, figure out what would Adelaide like to wish for or do.
Adlais would like to wish to be big.
And so, and so Adelaide, who was already, I believe, 10 feet tall, or 22 meters, became big. And then from thin air appeared a pair of itty bitty sunglasses on Adelace's face. I
That's
don't
not
have
the kind of big I meant.
I know. But looked at those cool sunglasses with the little pink and yellow shades, and perhaps a very suave sweater or jacket. As Adlace was already wearing a very cool black coat, as we saw. Dang, now
Yeah,
that's. But, oh, sorry.
I'm coded in
Hmm.
coolness.
But wait, it gets better. Would you like to see how?
Yes,
So you know how Adlace has those blue bat wings?
yes.
How would you feel if they turn? One of them turns a little. What is it? Kind of like spammed in magenta.
Wow.
One magenta, one blue, and let us say, because I think he has like four wings actually, of yellow beaming light that even though it appears translucent, there is a feeling, a sense that they would be able to support. See, be able to support. What is going on here? Oh, I'm on the wrong color. Here, I'm on the wrong tab. There we go.
Check your layers.
Check. And there's a feeling that these wings would be able to support light and even project energy blasts. But watch out because as at least became bigger and bigger and bigger and had a chaotic boom. So let's pull up the chaotic heart notes. Boop. D6 for a 2. That's a damage boost. And let us roll a d4 to see how much damage more Adlace would do on the next. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jen. In fact, I'm going to refund us and just give all of those boosts, all those things. Here's a dumb idea. What if we just gave at least for all the big, just all the boons, all the threats, all the sick, all the boons and threats?
I feel like that would be hard to keep track of.
You're right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the little notepad. I'm going to add another note. Ooh, I do not sound good today. Ugh.
And here Beck tells me he's well rested and has had a good coffee.
I was saving my energies, and let us say that at least got to have an attack boost of. That is a really weird die for that one. I'm sorry. So that was a 2. attack and 4 damage and 1 armor and, well, I mean, advantage is advantage, but let's say 2 extra HP, 2 healing just because I'm lazy. And I don't know if Adlais is missing any spell slots, but have them all back. But I
Well,
gotta.
I don't.
Ouch. But I gotta warn you because those golems have sensed whether those golems have sensed a threat to time and space and existence, and attempt to rise up and prepare their arms, like to literally just they flex their arms and get ready to fight Adlais. Whether or not they can actually hurt or not, that has to be decided. But hey, at the very least, why am I rolling a d10? At the very least, they're gonna have 3 more attack and
Ouch.
do 1 extra damage, 1 Midige, and have 1 armor for all that is good. I don't remember writing armor instead of just AC. And well, I guess it'll be two extra enemies.
Ouch.
2 Mimimis. Well, I mean it's gonna be a bunch of them anyway, but I'm sure there's no match because Adlais was also let me just slide the nose back down. Because Elise wasn't just getting bigger in the sense of becoming a big shot, she was also becoming larger than life, bigger than existence itself, as she grew further and bigger. And what's the word? As she what's the word? I'm sorry, a brain fart. As she grew way too big for that safety railing that it just crumbled underneath her mighty force, and she came crashing down onto the floor. Ah!
Ouch.
And there she was, holding the heart, maybe confused, maybe perfectly aware of what was going on. And those golems, at first those golems were pretty big, but now they weren't looking so. But now they were looking like small fry, little fishes in a big ocean compared to the big Kahuna herself. And they seemed smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And it was as though hundreds and what started as dozens of golems became hundreds of golems were all just crowded around the legs of Adlais, ready to fight with their arms raised and perhaps stone weapons and a strange aura of menace and violence ready. But they were nothing compared to Adlais now because she was bigger than any giant, bigger than a hill giant, bigger than a storm giant. She towered. She was, I don't know how she could fit inside this room. Maybe even for a factory, this was getting kind of crowded and bigger, but it seemed as though the ceiling just extended and warped around her very existence to make room for her because this was her reality now. She was the one calling the shots. She was big indeed.
I smell a reference here somewhere.
D&D is nothing but references now.
Okay, initiative?
Yeah, roll for initiative. And I will just set the golems to attack. Let's see.
I
Four.
rolled a 14.
Okay, and I will roll for the golems who, let me check. And stone golems typically have a dexterity of 9, so they get -1 on their initiative. Let us see here. Where's my d20? Here it is. And that's an 11, so they are going last all the same. The golems will attack in 3 waves, but they're still so slow that Adlais gets 2 turns in each time, if that makes sense. It's totally not complicated.
No.
Would you like me to simplify it anyway?
Yes.
Okay. Adlais gets 4 free turns, and then the golems will start attacking.
Okay. Uh,
Or, Adlais doesn't have to fight. It's up to you what you want her to do.
I wasn't going to anyways.
Oh yeah. So what will Adlais do for her first turn before the golems become aggressive?
I would like to cast invisibility.
Okay, let me see. Does that have a DC or anything like that, or is it just boop, you're invisible?
But it has concentration, and
Okay.
that's it.
Well, the concentration takes what, a whole minute to work, or is it just instant? I'm sorry, I
No,
forgot.
concentration just means if I get hit, I need to roll a, a Constitution saving throw of
Okay.
some DC that I don't know, and I can't cast another concentration spell.
At least for me. Well, These golems, let me check. Do any of these golems actually look at the notes? Well,
Counter spell not.
no, fortunately, these golems are not really equipped for, sensing invisible targets. So let me just put Adlais on another layer in her big Spampton costume. I'm not saying that Leigh should get a Spampton costume for the seasonal event, but I'm just saying that she wears it pretty well. It's pretty slick. And so add lace sort of. Do you want to describe do any fancy like flat flavor text or narration for add lace disappearing or not? Or should I?
I'm not good at that.
Would you like me to, or do you just want to move on?
Yes, I would like you to.
Okay, and so as add lace cat. Actually, let me check here. It says that invisibility works with visuals, somatic, and material. Would add lace? I don't know who that is.
Ring a ding.
Would Adlais, I just asked this so I know what kind of role narration to do this. Would Adlais's invisibility spell work? Sorry, let me just check. Hello? Okay, so, oops. Ouch. So, good news in short, those job applications on Monday, were actually paying off because I have an interview later today.
Yeah. Congratulations, Beck.
Thank you very much. Okay. I agree, and Janland is right. You right. We take the union regulated ad break, and this is a good opportunity to stretch and hydrate. Uh, we're only been 15 minutes now. I would say stretch anyway. Stretch all the time. Okay, so just for the sake of giving you a bit of a prompt, would Adlace's invisibility work with verbal stuff? Does she say something? Does she do a gesture? Does she just grind up the stuff? Or
I mean, she has an arcane focus. She doesn't use the material.
oh right, thank you. I do apologize. I forgot about that part for.
And she technically does have to touch herself. That sounds weird.
Yeah, she like slaps herself, like slap hard. Now she gone. And as Adlace prepared the energy of the focus, and the golems were slowly moving over, and then she just faded from perception. Ah.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
Oh, that reminds me of the one GIF of Jevla in a wheelchair, and it says that,
Oh no.
and the golems all went, "Oh, where'd she go?"
It's totally not where the big bend in the ceiling is.
You just little bat pony, little bat in the ceiling. And as the golems were very slowly looking around and trying to find Adlais had advantage on whatever she might do for the next 3 turns at least. You know, so
Wow.
Jan, what would you like to do next? As the golems just kind of, what?
Can I very stealthily leave the room?
Yes, I'm assuming back out the way you came.
I mean, is there another way?
I'm sorry. I had an English brain fart for a moment because I suppose if you just if you advanced in the cave, it wouldn't really be um leaving.
Unless it's like, I don't know, destroy the ceiling or something.
I guess you could do it if you wanted, as one Sherlock Holmes golem is like, this is
Okay, I would
okay.
like to do an unarmed strike against the ceiling.
Okay, and you get to roll with advantage. Wait, no, she doesn't have any unarmed proficient things.
But,
Okay, sorry.
unless it's like you do more damage. I don't know.
I mean, if you want, you could count. If you want, we could count this as a fight with the ceiling, and you get. I mean, it's technically in a fight because of the rolling initiative. So yeah, you get four. You get four extra damage against the ceiling. You do five damage against the ceiling. Ouch. Um, the ceiling has nothing to say, but
Who does this hurt more, my hand or the ceiling?
I was wondering about that. And hello, good afternoon, Red, and how do you do? You're in time for a very silly, very improvised D&D one shot with Janland Matt.
Hello.
And I'm going to ask, how is actually let's look at Elisa's constitution. Let's see if she's got 16 constitution and 10 armor class and a boost of 1 armor. Let us have the ceiling roll for to see if the ceiling can roll at least an 11 with disadvantage because it's not moving. So that's a 2 and a 5. So the ceiling does not hurt Adlais's hand. Adlais's hand.
Yay.
And I like to think we're and Red wrote that he's doing good. That is good news. And hello, Janland. And I do think we're doing good too.
Yay.
And so as
Uh,
Adlais made a small bump in the ceiling, but did the golems actually notice see like little crumbles of dust falling? Let's find out. Let's roll for perception from those golems, who are also very preoccupied, so they're not going to notice very easily. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be a very unorthodox way of doing it. I'm going to roll some d12s, and at least one of these and one d20 for the one with the magnifying glass. At least one of them has to roll a 10. And one of them got a 12, and there's a 19, so that's not good. I regret to inform you, gentlemen, some of those golems noticed the dust falling, and one of them slowly opens its mouth like, hey, what's that?
it's
And,
gravity.
and another golem says, yeah, that sounds right. And none of them noticed that it was in a different voice than any other golems. They're not very bright. They're trying, but it's not enough for this situation, unfortunately.
It's like the one, they're dumb as bricks.
Good one. Okay, and let's see what would Adlais like to do now?
Is there any indication that there's any damage on the ceiling?
Yes, the ceiling has taken 5 bludgeoning damage.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna.
if it shows the damage, or if it's just, I don't know, nothing happens because the ceiling is too sturdy or
Oh yes,
something.
it has some cracks and a little indentation now, which suggests it's not made of. At least the spot that Adlais punched is not made of hard bricks, but more of something soft, like plaster or clay or wood even. But I don't think Adlais punched it that hard to break wood.
Okay, actually a question. Did,
Yes,
did my weapons also magnify?
yes.
Okay, I would like to
Yes.
take out my great axe and do
Wha-
the same thing to the ceiling.
Wow. What is that? A 2d8?
At 1d12 plus 2 damage, but I need to,
Oh.
do I need to hold a roll to hit? No.
That is a good point. No, you don't need to roll to hit, and we'll just say that it did a good job. And it's again 4 extra damage, and the ceiling just kind of gets a crack through it, and a whole chip falls down and comes crashing down on a golem's head. Actually, I'm gonna roll a d. I'm gonna make it an actual luck based thing instead of just arbitrarily saying, "Uh oh, funny antics,
Also, that
surprise."
that's
What?
that would be 12 damage.
Well, I regret to inform you. I actually please inform you that a piece, the sliver of ceiling that can split off, split into 2 pieces, and came crashing down on 2 golems. And one of them, and they
Collateral
both,
damage is not my ones.
and one golem goes, "Ouch," and the other golem says, "We can't feel pain, but something is sus." And then in the corner,
You are
there's like
fast with the golem needs to be thrown off the cave.
and one golem, which is very small and shaped with two little legs and no limbs and only has a little screen or some sort of box for a face goes, "It wasn't me. I'm not sus."
I would like to do an insight check.
Okay, do an insight check. What is the insight check for?
23.
Golems. Okay, that golem is indeed. That golem in particular. Wait, I did it wrong. At least this golem is not sus.
Oh. Dang.
But maybe the one with the magnifying glass is because why is that why would a golem have a magnifying glass and a hunter's hat? Why would a golem have to investigate? That's kind of sus to me.
Another insight.
Okay, and I want you to roll with advantage because you are on a roll, he who.
Wow. Okay, let's see. That is another 23.
That golem is indeed sus. I think this golem is imposter. And all the other golems, they turn around and they just look at the golem in the hunter's hat. And
Wow.
and thank you very much. I think she's actually has one of the highest subscription streaks around here. They should get a special badge, a special raccoon badge. Because I say this a lot. And wow, a treasure chest. And people, if you enjoy chill art and Legos and comfy times, I do highly recommend checking out my team when she's a friend and a dear friend and a player. And they do really good paintings. Also, they were originally part of this game. And how? But first, let me say, and as a draw treasure chest, that might be another mimic. How do you do, Cheese? And how is work today?
Hello.
And after that, I will bring Cheese the brush up, bring Cheese up to date on, um, as we play with Janland, Adlais became big and became invisible and tried to escape through a ceiling and broke off some chunks. And the golems from the end of Sunday's game were looking around for Adlais because they recognized her as a threat. But then another golem, which is dressed like Sherlock Holmes, started investigating for the disappearing bat. And there's a very sus golem in the corner. But surprise, the Amogus golem was not the imposter. It was the Sherlock golem. Because why would a golem have a hunting hat and a magnifying glass? That's kind of sus, kind of throw off the suspecting trail. So all the golems just crowded around him. I agree, Janland. And all the other golems just turned around and swarmed around the detective golem and said, "Why do you have those things?" "Because I am investigating." "But we don't investigate, we only guard. We
Invest.
protect." And yes, and there's one golem who looks like a sleazy investment broker or a banker, and has a big cigar. Wait, I know we can't have smoking on stream, but can we actually like make references to smoking? I forget.
Uh,
Um,
Good question.
I guess we'll find it if I get a copyright, get a termination notice on this stream. No. And so one golem, and so the
He
goal.
has a lollipop in his mouth.
Yeah, yes, a lollipop. Actually, I have a story, but there's one anime where they're all smoking, and they censored it by having them have little candy fluffs on the end, so it just looks like they're chewing or sucking on cotton candy straws.
Oh God.
But it was made in very obvious 3D, so it really had reflective textures, so it was really glaring and dissonant. So yes, and so the golem that has a 100 has an the golem that has a plus 20 in finance rolls, who is, I don't know, has hair and a sleazy face. It says, "Well, you see, there's no reason for a golem like us to have a to go investigate, go sleuthing. So I gotta say, this is not looking very bona fide, my friend. Something is very strange." Oh, it's just blowing bubbles.
Well,
And so And so to make a long story short, all the golems just kind of entered a GVG, a golem versus golem, and just started fighting each other. And they all were very distracted and punching each other, and bits of clay and stone were smashing and sharding everywhere, and shrapnel was flying, and the whole place just turned into a big dust cloud, a literal dust cloud, not just the figurative dust cloud of a cartoon fight cloud, but also from just all the dust and stone breaking off and breaking off and splintering in a not small, but definitely not an open space, that it just turned into such a dusty mist, a big dust cloud of pain and ouch, and broken statues and pottery and stonework. And it was a big shame, but hey, at least Adlais got, at the very least, Adlais doesn't have to worry about a fight now.
Yeah.
and But I do want Adlais to roll for a wisdom. Would being it? You said maintaining concentration would just be rolling a, what was it, a wisdom check?
A Constitution save.
Oh, Constitution save. Okay, thank you. I would like Adlais to roll a Constitution save with advantage.
Oops, I just
That,
rolled one, so
that's okay.
and my D&D Beyond is lagging again.
And hello, Tots, and how do you do? Half an hour in, that's right. I have not read from Tots in such a long time, but it's good to see her, Nimian, and I do hope that she's doing okay.
I rolled a 16.
Very good. So I tell you what, this is a good time to take a stretch break. And when we come back, stretch and hydrate. And when we come back, we will see that Adlais has succeeded in maintaining concentration, and the antics will continue with with the just Adlais's return. So give me about 2 minutes to get a cup of water. I'm going to squat walk over to the water as I
Squat,
often
squat,
do.
squat, 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 squat.
And yeah, be right back. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Even for my left and odd for my right. No, wait, other way around. Left and right.
And this is a good
I could
opportunity for
I
everyone
don't
else
remember
to
why, but ever since high
hydrate.
school when I tried to get more into shape, I've been so used to walking 2 steps at a time. It feels really weird for me to walk 1 step at a time now. I get big leg.
Wow.
As I
Beck is
continue.
also big.
When do we get the Beck Adlais crossover?
I should have wished something different now.
Maybe there'll be another wish.
Maybe we can do it with Rasim.
Yeah, all the wishes. And now I'm gonna do some tiptoes. And yes.
Also, I have a potentially very bad idea.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear it. Let me just take a sip of water. Ouch. And I will check the layers while I do that. And golems. Golems 2. Oh, there's nothing on there actually. So that
The golems have disappeared.
Well, it's funny you mention that. You'll see soon why. Oof. Those are tiptoes. Very good. And let's get back to the thing, get to this stream. Wow! Thank you for the bit, Janland. Oh, Valley, oh, Janland.
Now we'd have to do that 5,000 times.
Yeah. And let's see, as the ceiling was starting to crack, as Adlais was up there, because she was big, and all the rubble around, what's the word, of just all the broken bits of golems and leggies and arms. Let's see here. And even some broken heads that just had powered down eyes like, ooh. But there was one golem head left that was intact, the Kangolem's head, which was conveniently sitting on the floor, not the floor, the floor of this room, and just looked up like, oh. Structural damage.
Emotional damage.
But it was not enough to break Adlace's concentration. So it is up to Adlace whether to just keep pounding through the ceiling and get through just to see what's on the other side, or.
I would like to drink a growing potion.
Okay. I forget, does a growing potion have a variable amount, or is it just, what? You just grow like twice as big or something?
Well, it increases my size category by 1,
Oh.
which I don't know what the size category is right now because I don't know what the size is right now.
I think at this point, well, let's see. If Adlace was big enough that the ceiling, big enough, just big that the ceiling just kind of warped around her, and now she's even bigger, 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 bigger. I'm beginning to think that even when she's invisible, just the ceiling just crumbles and disintegrates around her. And
That's
let
the point.
and let us see here. Let me just take a look at the other map. Okay, so if the party was in that room before, in on floor 3, it's just totally an accurate map book. Oh, there was actually nothing in that area where the party would have been. So I guess we're gonna play Minecraft now. No, not literally play Minecraft, but at least just kind of what layer name? What ceiling?
Ceiling was that I don't know what you're talking about.
As at least just for the sake of giving a visual, so it's not just a blank screen like it usually is. Adlais just kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger and crashing through the ceiling, looking almost like a shark rising out of the water with a fluffy head because she's friend. Whoops, I drew the eyelash in the wrong direction.
Actually, I have a question.
Yes.
Where's butterscotch?
In Adlais's pocket. as
Yay.
as Butterscotch sensed that something was gonna get wild, and it was smart to know. Well, I don't want to be I don't want to be left behind or get caught in that golem fight cloud. I'll hop into a Butterscotch's pocket. Yep, and have a little pocket pony.
Yay.
And let's see. Adlace has fang. Yeah, Adlace has fangs.
Yeah.
His teeth. As Adlace became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and just kept crashing through the ceiling and the stonework and the woodwork and the dust and the cave, just everything that the cave was made of rocks and dust and stone and clay, just came crashing up even bigger and through the ceiling and through the walls and all the infrastructure. Just anything that would have made a cave at least just kept growing bigger and bigger and crashing through it, making her own tunnel like a beholder with a disintegration ray, except there was no magic. I mean, there was magic here, but it wasn't the kind that just destroys the world. This was the kind that actually warps reality, because she just kept growing and making the cave into her little hidey hole or something.
I'm now mole.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I forgot that's the word for it. Wait, am I? Yeah, okay, it's working. Yeah, it just at least became a giant mold. And if you had a cross section, you could see like the little rooms of, say, you could see all the old rooms of where the animals were kept, and you could see all the rooms of where the jazzercising goblins, because she was already on her way through the first floor, just through the whole cave, and just every room, every floor, every tunnel. Whether or not they knew what was happening, they could sense something was becoming bigger and bigger and just changing the whole world around them. And it was scary and big, and somewhere deep on the, not deep, somewhere up, 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 the opposite of deep, and on the surface, where the entrance to the cave might have been, the rest of the party with Steve and Gree and Gmorph, not Jax, though, no Jax here. Were on their way out through were on their way out, or if they were ever there really, maybe this was still just part of Adlace's reality, maybe part of a different timeline. It's hard to say.
Arcana check.
Okay. I would
I'm
like,
gonna keep doing this until it works.
yeah, keep doing it, but roll with disadvantage because it's becoming harder and harder to tell the difference between what's real and what's an alternate, or just part of Adlace's. What?
I rolled a 5.
Oof. Is that? I mean, yeah. I regret to inform you that did not work. And
Again, no.
I mean, you could try, but it's just going to be an even higher DC.
No, it's fine. I'm going to just accept this.
Okay. And maybe somewhere in Adlace's pocket, would Butterscotch, let me ask you this, would Butterscotch be worried that all this is going on? She,
Would butterscotch be what?
would Butterscotch be worried about what's going on? Like, just Adlace becoming bigger and.
Let me roll a d20.
And she, Mommy, I'm scared.
The answer is no,
All
because I
right.
rolled high.
Hi. Yeah. Can you give me like 20 minutes? I guess. Yeah, you can sit here and wait. You don't. Okay.
Ah,
Okay, and as the. Okay, where was I? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes, and as Butterscotch was perfectly fine with what was going on because all she knows was like, we're going for a ride, it's fun. And as everything around Adlace seemed to change and crash and morph to her presence, it was very hard to tell what was really happening and what wasn't. But that's okay. All that matters was that Adlace was having a good time and funny antics were happening. But you could see that her eyes started out as orange, but they started to turn black. And there was something about her becoming such a big shot, just so big, that even her eyes started to glow between purple and, not purple, between pink and yellow and quickly flashing between the two. It was very spooky and totally not
see,
symbolic or anything. What?
please seizure warning though.
Yeah. I do have to warn you, though, we do only have about 15 minutes left. We do have to end a little early. Ouch. So I do thank you, Janland, and all who could tune in for a very short one shot that may actually end up just being a two-part, may end up being a two-parter depending on how this goes. And somewhere deep in the other rooms that seem to be not what started to be just part of the rooms in the cave, but were soon becoming, seemed to be flashes into other timelines and realities. One could see Jax with a strange bird, with a strange hooded figure, who had little bird beaks sticking out. It's not Adler. It's not the Kenko. It's not Adler. And in another one could see what looked like a fur flame. That is a little goat man with a funny fuzzy head and little teeth too, and a little cape. And next to him was a white-haired lady who appeared to be a monk with a spear. And somewhere was Adlais in the distance.
What?
And maybe even somewhere else in one of those rooms that started out as part of the cave was what's the word was the someone who of an undeterred I'm sorry, I know Svetlina was reborn, but what race did she start as, if that matters, or she just general?
uh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I will roll a D100 and then I'll pick something.
sounds good.
Uh, Considering that's a 50, I'm arbitrarily going to say she was a human.
Okay, and so somewhere, and also in another room that it could have been part of the cave, it could have just been a flicker of another reality, another existence, was what appeared to be a human reborn who had a I don't. Please excuse for the sake of this. For the sake of time, she appeared to have a necklace that had the visage of a unicorn in black with a spooky glowing eye. A little man.
Wow.
It was hard to say just really what was going on anymore. But either way, reality was becoming smaller and smaller compared to whatever Adlais willed, whatever Adlais wanted to see, whatever Adlais wanted to feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
any comments, any thoughts, any desires or actions?
I feel like I'm having a power trip. Is that possible?
I think this is absolutely a power trip. Surprise, she just had some funny honey. She was on the floor all along. Um, but yeah.
uh, yeah.
And I'm gonna draw a little a little plushy decoy, a little friend for Jax. while you decide what you might want to do next and say, okay, sales pitch time. So let me get the Fujitech on. And I also want to say to anyone who's still here, if you have anyone you want to raid in a 15 minutes, like at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time, please feel free to write the names down and we can put them into a riggable poll. And in the meantime, I will get down the thing and say, all right, viewers, if you ever want to have the power fantasy, the power trip, the escapism of your dreams, make your reality yours as you choose, then you need to get yourself a chaotic heart-shaped object, a pink and yellow mass of raw energy, reality bending powers, wills and feelings and ideas and just all the crazy stuff that makes reality what is, what isn't, what will, what won't be. Get your grubby little mitts on this adorable little adorable little glass knick-knack, this little Tinkerbell. Where's the Spamton? There's one. And there is two.
One.
Yeah. And Beck Fuji becomes extra bigger because as you've seen today, you too can become a big shot, become bigger than life, larger than life, bigger than anything in existence itself when you get your hands on the heart-shaped object.
Note to self: get the heart-shaped object in the other campaign.
That's all you need to do if you are having a bad day at work, if you are having a boring life. All you need to do is get yourself a heart-shaped object, get your hands, channel that energy, siphon its magic at raw primordial forces, and make things the way you want them to be.
Wow.
How was that?
Good.
Oh, good. So yes, I actually, Adlais is chaotic good, right?
I think she's chaotic neutral.
Okay, then if that's the case, I would like you to roll first a hello line and how do you do? Good afternoon. I do believe Line actually started streaming Minecraft himself recently, so I'm going to give him that big shout out. I am not a Minecraft. I'm not a fan of watching Minecraft streams myself, but Line's a good dude, and he's also a very good player and a very creative and competent modder, Minecraft mods. So if you enjoy cool Minecraft mini games and building and tech demos, definitely check out Line. Um, but yes, I would like Adlais to. I would like Janla. I would like you to roll a. I suppose it would be a wisdom check.
Okay.
And this involves whether Adlais maintains her sanity or grip on anything. And
I need to check something.
and I need to check how to check the game log, the roll log.
Can I use my
Yes,
Tides of Chaos to get advantage
sure
and roll a
can.
D100?
Yeah, do it. Which is funny to me because
Okay.
it's just like to avoid becoming a mess.
Okay, so the wisdom check is a 17,
Good. Okay.
and the D100 I need to roll.
Hmm.
That's 49. You cast Vicious Mockery centered at yourself. Roll a d20. If you roll a d10 or higher, the nearest creature will also be hit by this.
Wow.
Okay, I'm insulting myself. Nice.
Yeah, do you want to make up an insult, or do you want me to do it, or you just want to say, yeah, she insulted herself. Moving on.
Again, I'm terrible at this. So.
Well, you can get practice. Well, yeah, and I'm terrible at actually making coherent adventures, but I'm still getting practice.
uh,
It's up to you.
uh,
If you don't feel comfortable practicing, that's okay.
I don't think my brain is.
Okay, what is going on with that? Apparently, if you use the shadow tool in Clip Studio and mix it pink and yellow, it becomes blood red, and I am spooked but intrigued.
It's a determination. So
At least is determined to. I don't know what she's determined to do, but something is happening. Wow.
now the question is if the wisdom check succeeded and how much damage I'm taking.
Wow. I also wonder if, yeah, so let's see. Does that. I guess, yes. Did that succeed again? I guess, yeah, roll for vicious mockery against yourself, Adlais.
I believe that's a D4 plus
Wow.
+3. That's 6 damage.
Wow. And did you want me to make up an insult?
Yes.
Look at you. You couldn't. You came here looking for treasure to save your village, but now you're the real villain of this story. You're the villain of the world. But you may as well
I
make it.
mean, I didn't do anything nasty intentionally.
Dang, you hit me with the facts and logic. All right, me. All right, myself. You're all right.
I mean,
That's the.
even if you're big, you don't have to be mean big.
This is true. But now I wonder if she's ever, if Fat Lace is ever gonna actually, help her village out. Look at me caring about backstory.
I mean, what if it's just the big guard? I don't know, big protector of the village somewhere.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I just need to find a cave that's big enough for this, so I don't have to sleep. I don't know.
She gonna live forever. So yes, and so at least became bigger, and for better words, seemed to be the new vessel of the chaotic heart shaped object, and things are gonna get wacky. Things are gonna get chaotic, no matter what. I'm sure. Would you like to add anything else? Also, Adlais is to
uh,
herself. She's not going insane. Well, not anymore.
yay!
And then not
I'm everything is normal again now.
Yeah. Status quo. Let's go. Uh, and I just dragged my taskbar to the wrong side of the screen. That's impressive. And somewhere, actually, how do you feel about me trying to connect the campaigns, the timelines?
I feel very good about that because I want that.
Then you might say that somewhere, some way, there's a sense of, not sorry, not an empathic connection, but something on a gut feeling, emotions, not really cerebral or psychic, but definitely deep down in Adlace's heart, she feels heart. She feels a connection to another reality, another timeline, where a creature with the soul of a monster and a burning desire, almost a stubborn, thick-headed desire to become friends with everyone and just have a good time. Somewhere there's someone like that waiting for her to cross paths. And what's the word? Well, be friends.
Dang, what a bad what a shame I can't cast Dimension Door.
Gonna have to get another heart to cast another wish. No, I don't know if they're. Uh,
Or we
and I.
just get level ups.
Would you like to hear another hint of another crossover slash timeline merge thing? You look at the levels,
Sure.
and somewhere, someone who's been touched by a similar not a madness, but a clarity into a peek into what reality really is. At least for these people, at least for these characters, at least for these people, someone who is a bit more not straight edged, but a bit more logical, common sense focused.
Less intuitive.
Yes, thank you. Less intuitive and more cerebral, but still touched by a certain knowledge that has driven them mad. But still, they hold on to their humanity and try to be a good person and to help others. And of course, is a friend to animals.
Yeah.
Someone who has become something of an actor or a plaything of the deities and supernatural forces, but still holds on and tries to do the right thing, is somewhat connected to Adlais and this other friend monster somewhere else. Ooh, spooky.
It's
Uh,
almost like we're doing fourth wall breaks.
almost. I feel like I just made one of those very bonkers 1970s comic book covers with this.
Yeah. I feel like we both went a bit overboard with this.
Well, when you only have 1 hour to play, you go for quality over quantity. No. And just cram it all in there. at, at the very least, it gives us a lot of stuff to play with in the future.
That is true.
So we only got 5 minutes left. Cut off time, but no. I do thank you, Janland. What did you think of this very improvised, very random?
uh, it was very chaotic.
Hooray! And
And actually, Beck, do you
yeah,
mind a little spoiler for Monday?
please do. I'm not gonna
You
be.
know the time when I asked you to give me a random number between 1 and 4?
Yeah.
I'm introducing a mechanic for Lily, whereas for certain criteria I'm going to lower her wisdom score. Uh, and
Wow.
when it reaches 0, you get one of her emotional ouchie moments,
Oh, oh, goody.
and eventually it causes you know what to happen.
Yay. That reminds me, I saw something you might get a kick out of for story writing and just weird British 90s antics.
British.
Uh, if do you have any spare time today?
My entire day is spare time.
Okay, then I'm just gonna put a video. I'm gonna give it a brief description. Uh, and I'm gonna say, actually, let me ask, what do you know about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Uh, do
All
I
right.
have to list it now? Or
No, I don't really know anything either. I just know I saw a video about
something something
yeah.
Sega something cursed fan base something something.
Yeah, that sounds right. Um, all right. I'm gonna put a video, and all I'm gonna say is, but the super form or something, but he's violently insane and actually murderous.
Oh,
It,
I feel like I
it's
know that, and I
okay.
feel like it's going to be disturbing.
It is a little disturbing. It's not like creepy. It's just a different take on writing, and I
So
thought it
the
was kind of
opposite of my writing.
yes. It's like become super powered, but also become, I guess, power drunk and
Oh
just
no, it's almost
getting
like this is what
getting
happens
insane.
here.
I just yeah. I just suppose this is also pretty much what happens in Marvel comics, where Wolverine just becomes so super powered and enraged, he just goes berserker mode. That's all. Just becomes so strong and just beat up everyone.
Funnily enough, this is also what I would have done with Jax,
Oh no.
or will do whatever whenever if ever the lamp thing comes up.
Then I guess I guess we have to look forward to and also be patient for that. Uh,
Yeah.
all right, 2 minutes. Let's find someone to raid. Uh, I see Rachel and Sugar Fluff, friends of Marcus are playing War Thunder. Uh, I also see Catsy is playing Elden Ring. Uh, in EDL, a friend of Cheese and acquaintance of mine is playing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Do you have
Riggable pull, riggable pull, riggable pull.
you know it. Uh,
This needs to be a sound effect.
it does actually. I was thinking of that thing, reminding me. Yes. Um, haha, Sonic. I don't even like Sonic as a game or a series, but I thought that bit of like British comic writing was kind of neat.
Uh,
I thought-
I mean, I know Mike isn't particularly a fan of Undertale, uh, mainly because I spammed him with it. Uh,
That's fair. Get oversaturated.
it is.
I know you dived into the fandom, so you know what I'm.
it's
Ouch. Oh
it's
shoot!
uh,
I have to reset the poll. Sorry. Um, Let me do that again. Oops, no, do who to raid. Uh, So what we're saying,
I forgot. What was I gonna say?
your tail fandom. No.
Oh yeah. It's like there is basically something for anything, but it takes hours to find it sometimes.
That is a good way to put it.
Especially if you're me and you're picky with your songs,
I
even though nobody ever listens to them.
mean, I started listening to him, but then again, I'm nobody, so it checks out.
only a certified 20% of my audience reads it.
Hey, no, I like those I like those stats. All right, let me keep a D4 out just to be safe. I'll keep a D7 out, the weird football shaped D7.
Okay, then I'm gonna make back roll a D3.
Yay, Lamau. All right, got it. I will be down in 1 or 2 minutes, okay?
Actually, I'm gonna make you roll a D2.
Oh, goody. Then I better. All right, that's fair. I will admit I was biased toward Cat C and EDL because I don't really care for War Thunder, but that's just me. Wow, what a twist!
What a twist! I rigged it so it's actually has a winner.
Yeah, what? Oh, I thank you for your benevolent corruption. Okay,
Benevolent corruption, huh?
I guess for good intention. It's chaotic good.
Uh, are you saying Ferrum is corrupting people?
No, corrupting with friendship.
But that's not corrupting. That's helping.
You're right. All right, so let me set up to raid EDL and to give her a big reminder to stretch. Because remember, Elliot Beck's reminding to stretch every hour on the hour and half hour. And again, I want to thank everyone for stopping by, and I hope you all can have a good day. Cut off time, cut off time,
Cut
cut
off
off
time.
time.
Cut off time. Cut off time.
Wait. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, bye.
Uh,